We at AJ Pharma are taking this initiative to launch the first platform for communication to break the gap between the ladies or the women and the experts.
Today, to have this events related to women's wellness, we are addressing all the aspects that really all women care about, because it's related to health, and health is not merely the absence of disease. Health is the complete wellness of physical, mental, and spiritual, and even social.
اليوم ب AJRP بشرفنا انه نقوم بمبادره يمكن الاولى من نوعها، بس ان شاء الله ما تكون الاخيره، لخلق مساحه من التعبير او من النقاش ما بين السيدات وما بين المختصين لحتى نقدر نحكي بمواضيع بتخص المراه. هيدا موضوع عادة ما كتير بينحكى فيه، فنحن حابين نكون من الأوائل اللي عم نتبنى هيدا المشروع. You know, the topic of women wellness does not get addressed a lot in the media or in the public. We at AJ Pharma are taking this initiative to launch the first platform for communication to break the gap between the ladies or the women and the experts in order to discuss women-related issues spoken about in a scientific and educational way.
بشرفني اليوم كمديرة مركز ريجيونال مايندسيت تدريبي بدبي اني رحب بكل ضيوفنا اللي حابين يكونوا معنا اليوم لنشارك مع بعض باول ايفنتس بابليك ايفنت اللي نحن عم نساويه فيما يخص صحة المرأة، لانه بصراحة نحن انا كبابليك هيلث سبيشالست انا فعلا بظن انه صحة المرأة هي مو بس الخلو من الامراض، هي اكثر من هيك، هي موضوع الخلو من الامراض والتمتع بالصحة النفسية والروحية والاجتماعية. حبينا اليوم ان نوجه رسالة للمرأة كيف ممكن انه تحافظ على صحتها، شو هي التشويسز او انماط الحياة الصحية اللي ممكن انها تختارها لحتى تكون بصحة افضل، لحتى تكون بسعادة افضل، بثقة اكثر، لانه هي المرأة اذا كانت هي بصحة جيدة فنحن رح نضمن انه اسرتها تكون بحالة جيدة، وهذا رح ينعكس مو بس على الاسرة، على المجتمع بشكل عام. فان شاء الله اليوم ضيوفنا رح يستمتعوا معنا بالجلسة الحوارية اللي حنقوم بها مع الخبراء الأطباء المختصين بمجالات متعددة متعلقة بصحة المرأة. We are Visionary Mindset Professional and Management Development Training Institute located in Dubai. We are pleased today to have this events related to women's wellness. We are addressing all the aspects that really all women care about, because it's related to health, and health is not merely the absence of disease. Health is the complete wellness of physical, mental, and spiritual, and even social wellness. So we need to address today the women's wellness from different perspectives. That's why we have today different specialists. They are experts in their specialization especially related to those which promoting health for women. And hopefully this events will be a message for us, our first public event, but it's not the last. It will be messages for women to take care of their health, because this is our aim at the end of the day, that we want all women to be healthy or to have a healthy lifestyle and be happy and enjoy happiness and confidence. Thank you so much. Now let's move to Dr. Nadia. From psychological point of view, as psychologists, how do we define health, and well-being of women?
Okay, first of all, Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, and thank you for being here today and share this experience with all of us. Okay, there is no one condition or definition. Sorry, there is not one definition I found while searching that we will all agree upon when we say psychological well-being for the person. For example, American College Dictionary defined wellness or well-being as good, feeling good or satisfied of your existence. But this definition can be very biased because if we said let's measure this definition, income, salary, income, housing, how much you have money, how much you have traveled over all over around the world. There are people who are poor who don't have also all this, but they're happy. So here we will be judging or will be judgmental toward category of women that rich women are happy or they have they're higher in well-being. I would see it in a different way. Being psychologically well is having the ability to cope with different life circumstances, difficult situation. In a way, you have the balance between mind, body, emotion, spiritual. Study showed that the biological factor of any person is connected or influenced by their mental, emotional, psychological. So also mental health of women in general is depending on the social circumstances. There are women who feel bad or who feel depressed or anxious if they are discriminated against at work, if they have financial problems, especially raising children, if they experience domestic violence. So the definition will differ from one person to person, like Dr. Dana started asking people. Then if we go back to the first definition, satisfaction, then we have to ask each person, define what satisfaction means to you and what is the well-being. Is it being able to achieve your goals? Is it being able to achieve goal and at the same time cope with your losses? Is it being able to balance between home and career? So there are so many ways to look at wellness from a psychological point of view.
Thank you so much. Really, it's very interesting because health really holistic. So we move from the nutritional point of view, psychological point of view, to get back again to physical point of view. And this asks Dr. Merva, how you define health from, let's say, physical as gynecologist? How do you define health and wellness? And we want to have messages from you to the ladies joining us today.
First of all, thank you for coming, and wellness is a very important topic to all of us. What is interesting, a survey of 3,000 women showed that 1 in 4 women are not happy about their own wellness. And what is interesting, when they asked what is the main issue, the top issue came BMI, which is the body weight, and the self-image, and that is very interesting. From a gynecologist's point of view and as a medic, I would say the weight is the center of a lot of our problems. What I see in the clinic, why women come, what are the issues that worry women? What are the issues that make them concerned and make them come to see a gynecologist? Number one is the health, the reproductive health. Women are either concerned about their own fertility or their daughter's fertility. They are concerned because their periods are irregular. What does that mean? They are seriously concerned that they've been told that you have polycystic ovarian syndrome, or what we call PCOS, or تكيسات على المبايض بالعربي. That makes them freak and panic even more and worry more than the risk of cancer. The other things that I see is young ladies coming with the problem of excess hair on the face, thinning of the hair on their head, acne, and all these issues are so related to the body weight, to the insulin resistance and BMI. So women wellness and women issues and women's concern is so related to the age. So if somebody who is under the age of 30, they are worried about their fertility, they are worried about finding the right man, work, income, family issues. Above the age of 40, 50, then you start thinking cancer, pains, ache, ability to move, high blood pressure. So the medical issues becomes more prominent, but in the young age group, it's these issues. We will be talking. One of the things I would really like to touch on is the polycystic ovarian syndrome and the weight issue. And there is a very strong. I'm focusing a bit about weight because if we are overweight, we are more likely to have polycystic ovarian syndrome. We are more likely to have acne. We are more likely to have hirsutism. We are more likely to have difficulties in getting pregnant, developing diabetes, the health of our own babies.
High triglycerides, fatty liver, PCOS أو polycystic ovaries, infertility, irregular hormones, having risk of osteoarthritis, having risk of having gallbladder stones, having risk of having future cancer, specifically in the breast. Other things that it makes it can affect our self as well is it's adding more stress to our life, affecting also our mind, and this Dr. Nadia will answer about it.
Yeah. So let's take now the positive parts. I would like to take the positive parts.
But maybe let her talk about the psychological effect of being
let's take it from positive points.
She wants the positive, give her the
Yeah,
positive.
how being fits.
Yeah.
How being fits.
Before I start, أي وحدة ما تفهم اللي نقول شوي بالإنجليزي بليز ارفعي بس إيدك ونترجم، أوكي؟ فبس نسينا نقول في البداية. بس إحنا نحاول نتكلم بلغة إنجليزية بسيطة. Okay. Now, being physically fit, it's like preventive medicine for the psychology of being. There are so many research done on this area, and most of the research found that women who are physically active, who exercise more, they experience less anxiety, less depression. They know how to cope with stress, and they report higher coherence and more socially active. Also, studies shown that women who are active at least twice a week, they report positive image of themselves as a lifestyle and a body, and they think of their lifestyle as a higher compared to women who do not exercise. Also, we all know any type of exercise, yoga, walking, meditation even. So many women reported that when they are active in such exercises, their self-esteem and self-confidence is really higher. You start loving yourself, liking what you are doing. So the impact is huge, exercising. And from the medical point of view, there is so many hormones when you walk, releases in the body, endorphin, other hormones. I'm not a medical, so I'll leave that to the doctors to explain more. But it's beautiful. You just walk for 30 minutes and you feel that change, that difference. Exercise, breathe when you're walking. That makes a huge difference. So it's a lifestyle, it's an attitude added to you when you exercise. Again, I will repeat myself, most of the studies I was looking into, they found a big correlation between biological, spiritual, emotional, psychological, mental well-being of the human. Because we are as a human, we cannot separate mind, body, soul, emotions.
Thank you so much. So I will move to Dr. Nolan. We talk already about overweight, but do you have, from your experience at your clinic, do you experience any kind of case that really overweight affects special problems or lead to special problems for women related to maybe menstruation or for menopause or for pregnancy?
I think the most common thing I see which is linked to weight issues is the polycystic ovarian syndrome and the infertility, which is so related to the overweight. Not just the overweight, it's the insulin resistant, it's the medical background, and exercising and eating healthy makes a big difference. So what is interesting, there is a British study that showed if we lose 10% of our body weight, which is not a lot, if one is 80 kilograms, losing just 8 kilograms, you reduce the amount of the fat in the liver by 10%, reduce the risk of diabetes, and reduce the risk of all the other risk of to the heart. However, what I see very commonly and what I've noticed in this country, which I've not seen in the UK, is pregnancy related diabetes. So when we screen the pregnant woman at around 24 weeks pregnancy at 5 months for diabetes, and there is a high incidence of what we call gestational diabetes. It goes away after the woman delivers. However, the risk to the baby, to the unborn baby, is very high. These babies are at risk of becoming very, very big and having trauma during birth, or not growing well, or actually later on at 37, 38 weeks, suddenly the baby dying is the blood sugar is not high. And diabetes is one of the things personally, it freaks me, it frightens me, because we underestimate, we don't really appreciate how much it affects us now, later on when we are 40, when we are 50, and the way it affects our kids. So mom who have gestational diabetes, that baby later on in the future is at higher risk of developing diabetes. And that's the main issue with weight. Plus the vaginal discharge and candida, which I'll talk about a bit later.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, the prevalence, unfortunately, of diabetes is 20%. So now we want to go to some recommendations. We want to see what are the best really choices to keep our body fit, because this ultimately will avoid all these problems and issues correlated with overweight. So what are the choices we can make in order to keep ourselves fit and enjoy health and well-being?
Well, let's start firstly with the lifestyle. And when I say lifestyle, it's covering many things in our life. Starting from the eating habits, changing the eating habits. So, for example, here I see a very bad eating habits in skipping breakfast. Maybe because people, they prefer to start with the coffee, or maybe they are in a hurry, or they want to lose weight more. So starting with the breakfast is very important every day. Changing the eating habits means that we have to avoid the junk food, which is very common here. Avoid having the hamburger and the pizza like every day. Secondly, we have to think more whenever we have a fat in the tummy area. And let me stand and show you to you. When we have a fat in the tummy area, we have to distinguish between the visceral fat, the fat that is around our organs, like causing the insulin resistance, causing the fatty liver and many things, and the fat that is superficial, which goes by physical activity or by liposuction or by elimination. So the visceral fat that is in our abdomen area that causes the waist to be over 88 centimeters, that we have to get rid of it. First of all, we need to know how we get this fat in our tummy, how this fat accumulates in our tummy. First of all, having so much sugar in our diet, it increases the fat in our tummy. When I say sugar, I mean adding sugar to our drinks, starting with the coffee every morning, specifically coffee with milk and sugar, having soft drinks, having juices, either fresh juices or canned juices, having white bread, eating a lot of rice, eating a lot of carbs and the sweets, and eating so much fatty food increases the fat accumulation in our abdomen. Adding to it in physical activity, and there are some bad habits. Some of us, maybe when we sleep, we don't think that maybe sleeping on our tummy, it increases the fat accumulation in our tummy. So we have to change our sleeping habit as well. Adding to it, many women, whenever they go to any occasion, they buy the cane to hide the fat in the tummy, which is very wrong and which increases the fat accumulation because it makes the muscles in the tummy area weak. Adding to it, the regular checkup for vitamin D, we have to check it on a regular basis. The problem here, we go to the lab, we do the blood test, and we found that we have low vitamin D. The doctor says take the vitamin D for 3 months. Most of us take it for 1 month, and then they forget about it. And the problem with the doctor here, or the problem with the patient, the doctor said, come after 3 months and we need to repeat the test. For sure, most of the patients don't come back. So what we have to do, we have to keep on the vitamin D for the 3 months if we are deficient, we have vitamin D deficiency, and then we go to the maintenance dose that will save our muscles and will maintain our vitamin D.
25 to 30.
Adding to it, the bad eating habits at night. So when we have like a TV, we are staying at home, specifically now in winter, we snack on unhealthy things like maybe chips, like sweets, like adding to it the women gathering, the social life. So we have to change our eating habits. Yes, we can enjoy our life. We can enjoy the movie, but having edamame, or having fruit salad, or having healthy popcorn. There's one more problem I'm facing here in my clinic. People don't like to drink water either. They don't like water. They don't feel thirsty, or they forget. So it's very important, drinking water is very important. And one more thing is the physical activity, and this is why maybe we choose here the Ladies Club as a start for our wellness to encourage the importance of physical activity, the regular one. So maybe we don't...
Sorry for interruption, but this is a very important point. You talk about vitamin D, and we will take the supplements in order to keep it and to step over the deficiency. Do you recommend any food that really is full of vitamin D? We cannot just
Yes,
go the supplements. At least it will help.
Yes, adding to our daily diet the salmon, the mushroom, the nuts, the butter, the eggs, will add in addition to the fortified foods, and exposing ourselves like 15 minutes every day to the sun is very important, but it will not be in a state of the treatment medication. It will be as adding benefits to our life. So the physical activity, we can do many things while we are watching the TV. Maybe we can do walking, we enjoy the nice weather on the beach, we can dance, we can do many things. And one last thing, I'm sure most of us not doing now at the moment, is very important to hold our stomach all the time. Every day, from morning till evening, we have to get used to hold our stomach to improve the muscles in the stomach area, which is very...
Stronger,
Yes, and we have to get used to like many healthy things like chewing food slowly, avoid making our phone calls while we are eating, or avoid watching TV while we are eating. The lady there is laughing.
We can make a call while we are also walking. It will be good.
But when we are focusing on food, we have to focus on food.
Yeah.
Because adding things, doing other things while we are
It's
eating,
more.
is the main cause of having weight problem.
Yeah, okay. So thank you so much. It's really very, very interesting. Now I'll move to another important part that most women really suffer from. Stress. So what are your recommendations to cope with stress? Is there any exercises you can help us
And I
relieve
will,
ourselves from
I will
stress?
comment on two things mentioned by Dr. Dana. First of all, vitamin D.
Yeah.
Any clients come to me for any problem, whether it's marriage, depression, I don't see severe depression, of course, minor depression, anxiety, stress, anything. After the first session, I would ask them, please go get vitamin D tested and take the injection. And believe it or not, the second session they come to me, huge difference, huge. I can work with them because the vitamin D level is okay, and because most of the research shown that lack of vitamin D can cause depression, stress, anxiety. It can go bad up to schizophrenia. This is the mental part. Also, my Dr. Dana said when you eat, you focus. That's what we call it mindfulness. You eat or do anything with your fully focused with your mind and do it. And this is called mindfulness eating, mindfulness talking, mindfulness relationship, and it's type of meditation also. I have few points here regarding the recommendation. First of all, to lower your expectation from others. Instead, expect from yourself. What happens if this is your first time breathing, relaxing, you will feel headache, you will feel, I don't like it, but it's okay. Just go with the flow or don't do anything. Better to close your eyes first, please, and find a very comfortable seating, and do not cross legs or do not put hands.
Dr. Nadia, please also you can speak in Arabic for the instructions you are giving. Give
Yeah,
in English and Arabic.
اوكي
Yeah.
فاحنا بنسوي الاكسرسايز اللي هو التنفس حق الاسترخاء. ف تجلسون بطريقه شوي عدله يعني ترتاحين، وكل اللي بنسويه احنا بتاخذون نفس عميق من الانف شهيق وزفير من الفم، وانا بركز على كل عضله الجسم. ببدا من عضله الركبه، يعني when I say focus on the muscles of your neck, you will just relax, do this, okay? بعدين الشولدر arms. So يفضل انكم تغمضون عيونكم عشان تكونين معايا. ف please close your eyes if you wish, and we'll take now a deep breath. Inhale from the nose and exhale from the mouth. From the mouth. Again, we'll take a deep inhale from the nose and focus on the muscles of your neck and relax this muscle with the exhale from mouth. Now take a deep breath and focus on the muscles of your shoulders and relax the muscles with the inhale from the mouth. Take a deep breath and focus on the muscles of your arms, left and right, and with the exhale, relax the muscles of your arms. Take a deep breath, and focus on the chest area. All the muscles and the cells of this area is relaxing with your exhale. Take a deep breath, and focus on the muscles of the abdomen and the belly. And with the exhale, you will feel all the muscles are relaxing there. Take a deep breath and focus on the muscles of your thighs and legs till the knees. And with the exhale, the muscles and the cells will be relaxing. Now take a deep breath, deep, and from your knees to your toes. All the muscles will be relaxed when you exhale. keep your eyes closing, and I will be counting from 10 to 0. Take a deep breath, and then just breathe regularly. I want you to focus on you. I want you to see the best version of you. The best version of you, whether it was tomorrow, it will be tomorrow, or it was even yesterday. I'll be counting from 10 to 0. I want you to feel happy, relaxed, loving yourself, confident, and do it. Stress, relax, okay? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you take a deep breath, and you will feel you are so light, so beautiful, so loving yourself. And then you can open your eyes whenever you want.
Thank you so much.
For me personally, and of course Dr. Nadia is my friend and I always follow her advices, I like to live it. I mean, if I am sad or upset about something, I don't push myself, I want to be happy, I want to be happy. No, I live it. I cry, I scream, I close the door, I live it. I get it out of me, and then I start progressing myself. One more thing I learned also from Dr. Nadia, whenever you have a goal in mind, no matter how big it is, you can reach it. You will do one thing, I will give them this tip. You have to write it every day for at least 40 days. Let's say, I'm doing so and so and so and so. Every day write it. My husband is becoming a nice person, we're living a nice life, I'm good in my work, I'm improving. Write it, sleep on it, and believe me, I advise you all to do it. It's just magic. You won't believe what will happen to you. So that's my experience that I wanted to share with you, and thank you very much.
First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Jazla and Ms. Stanka, our organizers. I would also like to give a special thanks to our beautiful panelists, Dr. Dana, Dr. Nadia, and Dr. Marlin, who were really enriching the conversation. I also would like to thank some very interesting guests because you were interactive and it's really nice. My name is Mariam. I am the Regional Marketing Manager for AJRP for a line called Women Wellness. And joining AJRP has allowed me to do so on a larger scale. By joining AJRP's Women Wellness, I am now able to bring to the region some products that will really help change the lives of certain women. And if you ask Dr. Marlin or Dr. Nadia, they will tell you now feedbacks about how one of our products have changed the lives of their patients. So today, without further ado, I would like it is my pleasure to introduce to you two products only that really have changed the lives of many women. One of them is for intimacy. It saved some marriages, ask Dr. Marlin. One of them is for fitness. And as the topic of the discussion in general today was about how health is not just the absence of disease, but it's also a normal or a general sense of well-being. Today, our products will cover this thing. So Vicens, my first product, actually is dedicated to raise or to increase the intimacy. As you know, nowadays, with the stressful life that we all are living, 50% of ladies are experiencing a lack of desire for intimacy. Does this number shock you or not? No? I didn't think so. Actually, 50% is a very large number. So if we are sitting in a room and it's me and my friend, it's one of us. So this is a really big burden, a really big problem. And because, as we were discussing, everything is related from the food we eat to the way, lifestyle that we decide to lead, there are a lot of factors that are contributing actually to this lack of desire. And some of them are physical causes, some of them are psychological. From the psychological, for example, there's the stress. For all of us working women, you know what I'm talking about. For those who decided to raise children, this is even worse. For people who are doing both, I have nothing to tell you. That's crazy. Also, physiological causes like some diseases, for example, diabetes and some cardiac disease like high blood pressure, or even having babies and breastfeeding. These are all conditions that also decrease the desire and the need for intimacy with the husband. These problems do not only affect the life of the woman with her husband, but they are also affecting her confidence and her quality of life in general, as well as her relationship with the people around her, and maybe sometimes her productivity at work. Now you tell me, since this is a really common problem, a big burden, right? So there must be a lot of solutions. Well, yes, there is. But some of those solutions are surgical, some of them are hormonal, and some of them do not really treat the cause of disease. Today, I would like to propose to you the first real solution, which is actually working on bringing back the harmony to the couple, to the woman, increasing her confidence, and being an innovative and safe product. My product today is V-Sense, which is the first natural solution. It works on 3 different things. First of all, it will increase the sensitivity to the intimate area, giving more pleasurable sensations. The second part that it will work on is actually increasing or removing the dryness and increasing the lubrication. But unlike products that are already working on just temporary removal of dryness, our product will work actually on increasing the cells that are responsible for creating the lubrication. After 4 weeks only of using V-Sense, as you can see, there's an immediate or a big growth in the number of cells, which is why you are treating the disease, or actually the issue, as I'd like to start calling it from now on. Therefore, and also Dr. Marlin mentioned that a lot of newly married women in our culture, they suffer from pain, and mainly this pain is not only physiological, but sometimes it is resulting from fear or from anticipation of pain. So also V-Sense will actually act as an anti-inflammatory and will reduce the pain and will relax the muscles. So as a result, it will increase intimacy. I would like to invite you please to watch with me this less than 1 minute video. She has experienced a kind of distance with her husband. Another one was really stressed at work. And these are examples that we are all facing on a daily basis. And this is just to show that V-Sense really will help these ladies to enhance their senses and rekindle their lives. This is all I wanted to say about V-Sense. Now, just to wrap up, I would like to talk quickly about the second product, which is K-Block. K-Block is a very interesting product because it talks about the topic of weight loss. Today, a lot of our discussion, we're talking about sugar and how sugar is really bad when it's not taken in moderation. There are 3 reasons why we gain weight. First of them, the first one is what we eat and how much we eat. The second one is the ability of our body to burn these calories that we're eating or not being able to burn them. And the third one is the storage of fat. So what K-Block does simply is actually it will work on each step of these steps in order to allow you to lose more weight. So K-Block, first of all, will, for those of you who have a sweet tooth, K-Block will block your craving for sugar. So who here has a sweet tooth? All of us, right? So this is what will do for you. This is the right product because it will stop your craving for sugar. Also, it will, when you take a pill of Cablog, you will feel very full. So it will reduce the quantity of the food you're eating. So this is the first step. Step number 2, simply what it does when we eat. For example, let's say I'm eating 10 grams of sugar. So these 10 grams, instead of completely being absorbed into my body, into my blood, okay, so Cablog also will block the complete absorption. So instead of taking 10, I'm taking only 9 out of the 10. The rest amount is just eliminated from the body. Now what happens to the 10 that I already consumed? Well, they will be burned into energy and therefore I will have more energy. So basically this is what Cablog does. Just to wrap up, thank you so much for listening. There are some brochures if you like to read more about the products. And I would like to invite you also to check on Instagram our page @vsenseme. Thank you so much for listening.